Hey, chosen ones, holy watchers, and divine messengers. Mama TC Knows is back. Lady TC Knows. My son calls me Mama TC, but it's Lady TC Knows, and that's Ladii. And on YTubi, it's LADIITC Sings Jazz. If you want to go over there and see more videos, they're all 10 minutes each. They're all filmed up here, but there's more over there. So anyway, listen, I was inspired by doing the last video and talking about all that stuff. And I know I'm going to keep going back to that. It's not really so much as about that song in the movie Sinners, the song Last Time I See the Sun. But it's about the sunlight. And the reason that I'm kind of on that is because not only do I really like the song is a beautiful song, but it's the concept of the sun that is so important. And let me tell you why. Okay, so in the movie, I don't want to give away spoilers or nothing like that, but like I said, there's a lot of hidden messages and symbolism in that movie, and a lot of it is biblical. And this whole vampirism thing, I'm not going to just say it's an analogy or nothing like that. I mean, it's all in how you discern, okay? But that song in particular, the vampires it's about them missing the sunlight. They can't get exposed to sunlight. You know that, right? And we don't, as humans, know how precious it is. And the song is about, forgive me so I can get up and see the dawn again and be there and get that sunlight. And we don't know, we don't recognize. Let me tell you something in that, okay? In other countries, see, we don't have the benefit over here in the U.S. or other countries or regions that have cold climates or it goes back and forth with that. Sub-Saharan climates, they get that sun every day. And then in places like Asia, East India and all that stuff, they get that sun. And those are the countries where the most you hear about the Buddhists and the monks and the Tibetans, and they out there, and Muslims in the Mecca, they get out there in the break of day at sunrise. They get the sun when they get out there and they pray, because they know the importance of being out there at sunrise. Now, what I have found in all my research and findings and being chosen, and all this material has been coming to me, one of the main things I discovered was we need to be up at sunrise and receive the sun's energy, because it does pow with the light of the body, third eye. When you stand out there at sunrise and you soak that sun up and you're looking at it for at least 2 minutes, you get that in, it recharges your body. Now, that last video I did a couple videos back talking about the holy markings in our hands, and the crescent moons and all that stuff. The one I did more recently where she taught us about prana and chi, the basics and the order that she said to do things in, and she gave us a little format order. She said, when you wake up in the morning, sip on warm water or like a hot tea that's just plain water if you can. As soon as you get up, nothing else. And then you sit there and you breathe. Take deep breaths in and out. Then you give thanks to the Most High for waking you up, clothing you in your right mind. And then you sip another sip of the tea and you set an intention for the day of what you wish to be. Not wish. Let me not say words like wish, need, want. Setting an intention is something you affirm, and you're absolutely going to have it. You know it, and you declare it in divine decree. Today's the day I'm going to receive a financial breakthrough, or whatever. My health is intact today, and I'm going to feel just fine, or I'm going to work things out with such and such. So you set that, and then you step outside. She said between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. And with nature, you tune yourself into the nature, touch some naturey things like plants, or step onto the dirt or the rocks, or feel some rocks, anything that's related to the earth and nature. Put your hand in some water, whatever. And you stand there, you soak up that sun. And with the sun rising, you say some affirmations. You pray. You just stay out there and thank the Most High for everything, one by one, whatever you want to do. But there's a reason behind that. The sun is in tune with our bodies. I can't stress it enough. Now, because of that last video, I had to look stuff up, and you guys could do this too. And what I found is this. Listen, sunlight is crucial for human health, primarily due to its role in vitamin D3. Y'all know that. It's essential with this production of vitamin D3 for bone health, immune function, and overall well-being. We need the sun for our circadian rhythms. It improves our mood, and it can have a profound effect on other certain diseases and illnesses. And the mood and mental health and oh my goodness, there's so much value in that. And we have been told for so long that we don't need the sun. Now think about it, and I can't speak for all these other countries, but most people have jobs that aren't really outdoors. You know, you get a job and you usually it's at a desk in a cubicle, like when Keanu Reeves was in The Matrix working in that office. A lot of people have jobs like that. Or if you work at home, or even if you're home a lot you're in the house, in a square box or rectangle, the pyramid-like ceiling, all your energy is going up to where? That's a whole nother subject. But my point is this. We live in these little boxes, and we work in little boxes. And then we're enclosed almost all the time. We're hardly getting out. The ones that are exposed and live near beaches or live in hot climates, they're getting more sun than we ever did. And that's not normal. We need to be in sunlight. Okay, so let me put this one. Okay, so it says, this is another one I looked up. How does the sun affect melanin and all that? I know everyone's heard about how melanated people can be out in the sunlight. Now, some melanated people, it says right here, can get sunburn. And I have friends and relatives that can get sunburn in the sunlight, even though their skin is dark. So it can cause the skin to produce more melanin and darken, of course. And the ultraviolet rays help produce and stimulate the melanin production. Now, when I'm in the summertime in nice weather, I'm up here in Western Mass, so it's cold. When it's winter, it's like half a year, it's cold, wet, damp. I get very pale, especially when it's freezing. My skin gets pale, and I got freckling and all that stuff too. But in the summertime, I get dark easy. And I used to lifeguard when I was younger, in my 20s. I did it 3 summers in a row, and I got dark in like the first week working there, And people like, you so dark and you didn't burn. They couldn't believe it. And I'm like, no, if I get some sunlight, I'm dark. But then when they see me in the winter, wow, you so pale? You white? I'm like, I'm not white. I'm not mixed. Both my parents was black and both their parents was black. But I'm not even going to go there because it is what it is. The whole debate about how much blackness and this, and I don't fall for none of that, because it's about your DNA and everything plays a role in that, your bloodline and all that stuff, okay, and neuromelanin. But people, the science, they're not telling you everything. There's a lot of things not being revealed about all of that. There are white people that could be out in the sun surfing every day of the year, and they live in California, and they don't get skin cancer, okay? So there's different aspects of it, and we're not being told everything in full. But this whole thing about, listen, and I know vampirism is folklore, right? But why is it that, okay, let me put it this way. Vampirism is a myth that's rooted in rare inherited disorder called porphyria, where some people, their skin is excessively sensitive to sunlight. They can't be in it. It results in painful blisters, burning, even permanent skin damage, That's real for some people. I saw a video last year where a little girl stayed inside and she was in the tub mostly cooling down her skin. She can't be out in the sun. Now, I'm not saying she's a vampire, okay? Of course they took it to. But what if, we know there's a lot of things going on with the sunlight. But I'm going to tell you one thing I heard. The sunlight that we see in the morning at the break of day, dawn, that's our real sun. If there's another one up there, whatever that might be, whatever it is, whatever. But the real one is there, okay? That's the one that you need to focus on, the real one. And the folklore and stuff, but why is it that they messing with our, there's all this talk about weather, whatever, the weather manipulation, whatever. Why? Because, listen, all these changes is going on. You notice we have more dark gray days and raininess and all this stuff going on throughout the year than we have more sunny days. What's up with that? You have to wonder, you have to think. The sun is a key ingredient your body needs. Now, I'm not alleging nothing. Is it that it's being sabotaged? I don't know. Those are questions that we ask. But what you need to focus on is getting your sun. And I have talked many times about, in the wintertime, sometimes I tan at the gym because it's part of my package. And that's because, I feel better when I tan. And little did people know, you can still get vitamin D from them booths. You can. I looked it up. The ultraviolet ray in there, some people can't be up in there. But a little bit at a time, once in a while, can activate your vitamin D3. Yes, it can. So my point in this is appreciate the sun and know its value and worth. And you can look up and find out more information about this on your own. But I'm telling you, the sun is a key ingredient Start getting up like I did, because I don't drink coffee anymore at all. And it took me a week of doing this to make me quit coffee after drinking it for years.